आदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे यं प्रवचन्तम् अनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आहुजावा पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवो विनेदिहो तं सर्वभूतं हृदिं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतिथितेशतां तमोन्दम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्यासोऽनम् उपयामि गुरुमुनीनां मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपादमहं देशीकुरुदीनतारिणम् परमानंद माधवम श्री कृष्ण चैतन्यमेश्वरम श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. So a warm welcome to all of you for this wonderful session. This is part 6, discussing a lot of information, lot of points regarding bhakti, the process of our devotional service, what we have to practice, how we have to practice those things. So today we will discuss some of the important points as we had continued in the previous session. So, as I said, every session we'll have a brief discussion about our Vaishnava Acharyas. So, last week we had discussion on Madhavendra Puri. Yeah, Madhavendra Puri. That before we had discussion on Jaydev Goswami. So, today we'll have some discussion about Ishwara Puri. So, Ishwara Puri appeared basically Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru is Ishwara Puri. So Ishwara Puri he appeared in the place called as Kumarahatta 2.5 years or 3 years back when we had made governmental parikrama, we had taken all the devotees there, Kumarahatta. So that is almost near Calcutta. It's called as 24 Paraganas. That is one district. They're called 24 Paraganas, one of the districts of West Bengal. So it is almost some 2 miles from the Halisar. Halisar is the place on the banks of Ganges, little north of Calcutta, on the top of Calcutta. So local people all know about this. This is a place where Ishwapuri used to stay, and it so happened, and that place is now called as a Chaitanya Dobha. So it is called as a Chaitanya Dhoba. Dhoba means a pond or a hole, or what they call a pool of water. It's called Dhoba. So basically, whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, so the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go to meet the Ishwarapuri there. And whenever Chaitanya was to go and meet Ishwarapuri there, he used to bring some mud also along with him. Because, oh, this is the Kshetra Mritika. Just like when people go to Mantralaya, they bring this Mritika. So this, or Kuke Subramanya, we bring some Mritika. So here, oh, this is my Guru's birthplace, appearance place. So the Mritika is so auspicious. It is sacred. It is a holy place, holy site. So they used to bring. So because Chaitanya used to bring, and many people also Gaudiya started following. So whenever anyone used to go for darshan or the temple like that, so many decades after decades, centuries of centuries, it became such a thing. In front of house, there was a big pond, a big hole was created. So because of rain coming over and time and again, and it was filled with the water. So even now there is a wonderful pond. Now they have made the boundary there so that people don't go and furthermore pick out the mud and fall inside the water and all the complexities. So that is a place called as a Chaitanya Dobha near Halisar. From Halisar railway station is furthermore 2 miles from Halisar. It's above the Calcutta, some 2 miles above from Halisar. So that is a wonderful place where Ishwarapuri was appeared. And there's no much description about Ishwarapuri as such in our scriptures, because most of our acharyas didn't wanted to show some magic or show something great to establish their spirituality or their divinity. So here we don't know even Ishwarapuri's sannyas name also we don't know, but we know so Ishwarapuri is a sannyas name, but his previous name we don't know anything about him. So, but generally they say that his father was Shamasundara Upadhyaya. So Shamasundara Acharya also they call. And he took initiation from the Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri was very much pleased with the Ishwara Puri's great service. And he was so much, Madhavendra Puri had so much affection for Ishwara Puri, because Ishwara Puri had a lot of loving service, devotional service, submissively. He served Madhavendra Puri so much. Because of his that greatness, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord himself, who took Diksha from the Ishwarapati to show to the world what a disciple and a guru relationship should be. So since Ishwarapuri was a pinnacle or is a summit of Seva Bhav, summit of his guru's love, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to show to the whole world that this is a exemplary person where we have to take Diksha from. And this should be exemplary saint, how we should be. So in that sense, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Diksha from Ishwarapuri. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to Gaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to Gaya to fulfill his mother's request and also his responsibility to do the Shraddha of his father, Jagannath Mishra, because Jagannath Mishra left his body very early when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very young. So that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went there and he did this Gaya Shraddha to his father and forefathers, there he comes and meets Ishwarapuri. Actually, even now, we can see that Gaya is being ruled or has been administration, the Gaya, the Vishnupada, the temple administration is under the Uttaradimata. Means it is Uttaradimata is one of the branches of Udupi Shaka Matas or from the Madhvacharyas. Madhvacharya himself, he made this Uttaradimata separately to take care of the preaching process. So even now that this thing is probably Ishwarapuri was there getting some the knowledge and serving the devotees there and being there, got connected like that. So that's what when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there also, he got Diksha from Ishwarapuri there. So in this sense, Ishwarapuri, actually in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's elaborate description about Ishwarapuri's greatness. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he expresses that how the Madhavendra Puri was when I was in the last time on his deathbed, when he was about to leave his body. So Ramachandra Puri, there was two disciples, main disciples. So Ramachandra Puri and Ishwar Puri. So Madhavendra Puri, at the point of his leaving his body, was always praying to Lord Krishna that, oh my Lord, I have not attained you. I want to see Mathura. I want to think about you. I'm unable to think about you. And I've wasted my life. So then, out of his humility, Madhavendra Puri was expressing. But Ramachandra Puri, his own disciple, he started instructing Madhavendra Puri, saying that, oh, what has happened to you? You should remember, you should, at the point of your leaving your body, you should be completely blissful. You should be blissful, thinking about the Brahman. You are the soul. Why you are thinking about that you are not attained Krishna, that this, you are not gone to Vrindavan, you wasted your life. What is this? Disciple is only trying to instruct the Guru. So why are you crying this? Are you not knowledgeable? You don't know about the Brahman nature? We are all Brahman, like that, all those things. And Madhavendra Puri was really so angry. He started rebuking Ramachandra Puri. What is this? Get away from me. This is not the way. You rascal. I am dying out of distress of not receiving Krishna's mercy. And here you're coming and telling me about the Brahman. So get lost. So completely Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here. So Madhavendra Puri, he rejected his disciple because of his such deadly consciousness, deadly concept he had. So the Madhavendra Puri completely withdrew all the blessings from the disciple, and he start and further what happened, Ramachandra Puri further he offended Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was eating this thing and all those things. So that we will discuss in the further session. So then you have to understand that because of this, he became a dry philosopher, and later he developed some material desires because of his offense to his guru, and finally he fell down from his grace. So that we'll see in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. So here, on the other hand, Ishwarapuri was to serve Madhavendra Puri so humbly, so submissively, that he used to clean his urine, clean Madhavendra Puri's urine, clean Madhavendra Puri's the stool, everything used to clean, wash his clothes, feed him, take care of him, and he was completely repeating the name of Krishna, and so that Madhavendra Puri could hear and completely expressing the Krishna's pastime so that Madhavendra Puri could hear. And this how he pleased Madhavendra Puri so much that Madhavendra Puri used to embrace and used to say, "You are a blessing to me." And he used to always say that may you have the wealth of Krishna with you always. So Madhavendra Puri used to bless his disciple Ishwara Puri like this. So from that time onwards, Ishwarapuri became the ocean of love, basically, ocean of love of Krishna Prema. So here on the one side, Ramachandra Puri he was the mine of all the insults or offenses. And on the other side, the one more disciple called as Ishwara Puri became ocean of love of Krishna. So there's two personalities of the same Guru. So one, we have to see that how to please the Guru, and other is saying how to displease the Guru. Both we can see in the Madhavendra Puri's disciples this thing. So we have to understand that even though Ramachandra Puri saw his own Guru suffering, so that he is suffering, that what is suffering of what? Suffering from separation of Krishna. And he was unable to, he is not capable of recognizing that transcendental nature, transcendental emotions. And he was judging his Guru. He was judging as an ordinary man. And the dangerous mood, was so materialistic. And as a result of this, what happened? He fell down from his grace. The Guru rejected him, and he withdrew all of his mercy from the disciple. That's such a stupidity. That's a disciple stupidity it is. So disregard of all the instructions, he completely gave up, abandoned. The Madhavendra abandoned his disciple, and this is a very much important lesson for all of us, that many a times nowadays so many YouTubers and so many people keep commenting so many things on Prabhupada, so many things on Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Right from Krishna, people start commenting. What, when Krishna himself was there not Shishupala who was criticizing Krishna? Was there not Kamsa? Was there not Dantavakra? Was there no Asuras? And while during Rama time, was there no the Asuras were denying the Lord's presence, Lord's power, potency, and his greatness? Obviously, they were there. And during when Prabhupada's time also, his own godbrothers was not liking him. One godbrothers was trying to make offense towards him. So please understand, nowadays also you're seeing so many people who speak about Prabhupada just like anything like that. So offensive. Yesterday I went through, someone had sent a link, Sri Prabhuji, they are blaspheming Prabhupada like this, like this, like this. And I just out of curiosity, I went inside that YouTube and heard two few seconds. Immediately my mind was completely disturbed. The whole night I was completely disturbed, and today morning also I was completely disturbed. So you should never hear such blasphemous things, because any moment such the creepy things would creep inside our heart and completely destroy our faith in Guru. Because first of all our bhakti is very tender. The creeper is very tender. Anytime it can be destroyed. First of all, there's so many the defects which our own self we have, kama, krodha, mada, matsarya, so much envy, so much of anger we have, lust we have. Despite that, we are trying to somehow cling on to the spiritual things, so that it can help us come out from all of our distresses and anxieties. And over and above, if you hear something blasphemous, the things which is very offensive, Vaishnava Parad, and such things, we will never be able to progress in our spiritual life. Please understand, because Vaishnava Parad is such a dangerous thing. Vaishnava Parad is such a dangerous thing that any moment we may lose all our spiritual credits, spiritual things which you have got. Everything will be completely lost. And you will not be having anything with you. You will be with zero. So you may be having Kantimala, you may be having doing devotional service externally, but you'll not be getting a taste in those things. So that is the most dangerous thing. Please understand. Vaishnava Aparada is a very most dangerous thing. So because devotees are very dear to Krishna. Please, we should always say Krishna, what he says, no, Krishna always keep devotees in his heart. That's what he said in Bhagavatam, right? Sadhu hridayam ahyam, sadhunam hridayam aham. Sadhu hridayam ahyam. So he says, Sadhu hridayam ahyam, they are my heart. Krishna's body has, right? So Krishna's heart is devotees. So the mercy of devotee is the beginning of one's faith in bhakti. If at all, if you want to develop your bhakti, your faith in bhakti, only by the mercy of the devotees you can get it. So it is very much important in our spiritual life. If at all, if you are progressing in a spiritual life, it is only because of our previous Purva Purakatam. Krishna says it were previous, some good karma of some Vaishnavas has shown mercy upon us, or now like Srila Prabhupada has shown mercy upon us, that we are able to take up Krishna consciousness in this way. Otherwise, by our own effort, that we are not able to achieve this. It's mercy of devotee. That is the beginning of our faith in bhakti. That is very much important. Blessings is very much important. So devotees keep us always, because why? Devotees always keep us inspired, bring inspiration to take up this spiritual life despite all the struggles and difficulties and challenges of this material world, and always see positively and go forward, not lose your goal, not lose your faith, not lose your attention. They nourish our spiritual way, spiritual journey so much. And if you are blaspheming them, you should be insulting them, you're harming such devotee, hurting them directly or indirectly. Just like there's any materialistic person like criticizing people, all the atheists like Bhagavan and so many other people who are there in the society, simply they offend Vaishnavas, offend devotees, offend people. And in broad sense, we should not offend any living entity, Jiva Swarupa. His Swarupa is always to please Krishna and his energies. So the devotee's heart is what? Is full of compassion. Because that is they make Krishna's heart. And offense to such a great devotee is called Vaishnava Aparad. So it is like a mad elephant offense. Hatimata. It's saying just like a mad elephant can trample and destroy the entire garden. You may have maintained it, you have created, and you have with a great care and things, you might have developed a beautiful garden. And if you just leave an elephant there, mad elephant, he'll go here and there, put his legs on this and there, flowers, everything will be completely destroyed. So all the devotees, years after years, from many lifetimes we have here, you have been accumulated all the piety, all the spiritual credits, and everything will be completely be destroyed. So you should be very much careful in this, because every endeavor we take has some. You have to understand, every endeavor you take, we should be carefully doing it properly. Else, you will be either offending or you will be glorifying. So every endeavor you should, whenever we do, we should be careful that either I get spiritual credits in my spiritual bank account, or I lose my all spiritual credits from my spiritual bank account. So let's discuss some of the something which is coming in my mind. Very beautiful. We all know this wonderful story, isn't it? So when Ambarish Maharaj had fasted, and Dhruva Maharaj, Durvasa came there, and it was a time for breaking the Parayana, just like today's Dwadasi. So he wanted to break the Ekasi fast. So he just took he asked all the sadhus and he took some water to break his fast. And because then Durvasa got very angry. Before feeding your feeding me, you already ate something, and Durvasa got offended. So you may say that, oh, this also offense. But what happened? This Durvasa, he wanted to kill Ambarish Maharaj. That's a great thing, isn't it? He should have punished him, saying that, okay, today you have done this. Today you should fast because completely. Tomorrow also you should fast, or next few days you should fast. And but because you have done offense, but he wanted to kill him, and he wanted to create what he did. He removed a hair from his jatara, and he threw it on the floor. Immediately, a fiery demon came out. He wanted to kill, he wanted to devour Ambarish Maharaja, and Ambarish Maharaja was very tolerant. See, from Bhagavatam, we have to relate here. Even if someone is coming to kill you, what the mood you should have doesn't mean that you sit quiet. You should always depend on Krishna, and also you should do your duty here. But since Ambarish Maharaj was so much dependent on Krishna, Sudarshana came and protected. And we are not like Ambarish Maharaj, like, holding our hands, oh my Lord, let Sudarshana come and because our bhakti is not in level of Ambarish Maharaj. But what the essence what you take is we have to tolerate also. Don't commit an offense. Even the other person, on the other side, on the other end, he may be ignorant. He may be not knowing. So don't try to retaliate with our words, or give a time, pause, some time, give a time. Take deep breath, give a time. Get out from that place or go out from that place. Give a time. So, but here we can see Ambarish Maharaj, what he did, even an inch he did not move from there. Then immediately Lord Sudarshana came there, appeared there, and he killed the Sudarshana killed the fiery demon, and he started chasing the Durvasa, and Durvasa fled everywhere across the universe. He went everywhere to take shelter. Even went to the Shiva's abode, Brahma's abode, every abode. He could not be saved. Then finally, Vishnu, he goes, isn't it? So even Ravana also had got a lot of boons, isn't it? From the Shiva, from Brahma. But none of them could protect him from him from the arrows of Rama. So even the Devatas cannot save one if one offends a Vaishnava. Devatas even they can't save. You do that puja, this puja, no. So when Durvasa fell at the feet of Vishnu, the Vishnu said that you offended Ambarish Maharaja. You are being a Brahmana. You should be considerate. But what you're doing, you're considering yourself as very superior than Ambarish, who is Kshatriya. So here, very much important we have to learn here, Lord is not caring about which varna or ashrama you are in. That's what Bhakti Siddhanta Swami fought for this. Bhakti Siddhanta Swami and for full our Guru Parampara, our Acharya Parampara is only speaking about this, that Vaishnavas are greater than Brahmanas. This itself shows, even though Lord Vishnu, the Brahmana is what is Damo Brahmane Deva Go Brahmana Ita Yacha. Many times I go for Homa, for Purnavati, they sing, and some person asked, Swami, you are telling only about Brahmanas. What about us? You have to understand here, Brahmana Krishna is speaking about the quality, not the birth. Even though what is the Titikshva, Kaunika, Srda, Sradihna, Vajata, Shatra, Santaha, Sadhava, Sadhu Bhushanam. So Brahmana's quality is to be always Satya, Dhamma, Tapa, Socham, Shantir, Arjan, Mevacha, Gnana, Vignana, Saitam, Yadutma. So these are all wonderful qualities Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. That Satya, first you should take truthful, Dhamma, Tapa, Saucham. Tapa means sacrifice. Tapa means austerity. Shanti, Marjava, Shanti, you should be peaceful. So this is very much important. So here Krishna is trying to establish that the position of Vaishnava is greater than a Brahmana. And he says that go and even though Ambarish Maharaj is Kshatriya, Krishna is saying, Vishnu is saying, go and fall at the feet of a Kshatriya. This is a big transformation, isn't it? Big revolution is happening here. Because the Brahmanas are the heads of society. Kshatriyas are servants to the Brahmanas. And why Vishnu has to break this law here? Because very much important here, Krishna loves the Vaishnavas to his heart. So Lord conclusively he said, conclusively he's saying that Durvasa, please, no one can save you without the mercy of Ambarisha. So Durvasa, he realized his mistake. And then he goes, and we know that, and he falls at the feet of Ambarisha. And he said he keeps up all of his false ego. As we also, as so many years we pass on in our spiritual life. So we should all keep our false ego away. I know better than you. I've come earlier than you. 4 years, 5 years, 10 years before you come. What you are teaching me now. So that things may come in our life. We should keep our false ego again and try to learn. Always be a learner. Till our last breath, be a learner. That's why when Ambarisha, then he prayed to Sudarshana, then they excused Durvasa. So we have to understand that even though Lord doesn't really forgive a person who has offended the devotee, we have to understand that he was very much important and one can be relieved from all of our Vaishnava Parada simply by begging forgiveness like Durva Somani did to Amrit Maharaj. This is very much important. So that fine sense we should have. Oh, I offended. Sometimes it feels that let me go and ask forgiveness little later, not now. No, if you see what happens, Krishna will be more pleased if you go and ask forgiveness right in front of him and in front of many people also. And you see, I may be wrong, so let me correct myself. Please let me know what is my defect, what is my the wrong which I have done, rather than trying to retaliate and try to prove that you are right. So we should keep all our egos. We should humble ourselves in front of Vaishnavas. Because we all, very few of us, as I was saying, how many of us are Vaishnavas? Very few of us. You go outside the house. So no one is a Vaishnava. No one is a Gaudiya Vaishnava, that too especially. Only four of us, 4 or 5 of us, mean to say. Very handful of people you are there with as a devotees who come on Sundays and see. Only a handful of devotees. When you see the whole city, whole world, whole so many people across the globe. So why to make offenses with just 4 people in the house? So should be in that mood. And one more important, the story which is coming to my mind was Jada Bharata was a great uh, devotee of Lord Vishnu. When we all know that Bharata, King Bharata, when he took sannyas and went to the forest, later he, because of the deer, he got attracted to the baby deer, and later next life he became a baby deer. And after that, after the third life, he became a Brahmana, so Jada Bharata. So that this wonderful conversation. So when Jadabharata was just, he knew that his previous life, what he was, so he was completely in Krishna consciousness, in love of Krishna, always think about Krishna. So his father and his brothers had made him that he is a mad fellow, he's fit for nothing. So they used to give him all the stale food and burnt food, and they used to treat him very badly. And father also dies, and after that he was all alone. And once it so happened that he was like a completely like dull man. He was because he wanted to avoid this materialistic association, because he had previous experience of 2 lives. What I should be very careful that not be attracted or attached to anyone. So once what happened, a group of dacoits. So they catch him because he was a dull man. So the head of the dacoits, some astrologer had told him Narameda. Before there was from Narameda. Narameda means they used to give, even now also some newspaper we get a child they sacrifice for Mother Kali, for something like that. So this is a Narameda. So Descartes, they captured him, wanted to sacrifice for Mother Kali. We know the story. What happened? So that the main reason was so that Descartes can get some powers from the Kali as some ritual. So they want, so it's called as a Vashikarna, Thadana, Vedana, some, all black magic, those kind of things. So then they were ready, they tried, they ready everything, they dressed him, they fed him, they decorated him, and they were about to chop his head. At the last moment, when they took the sword, immediately what happened? And Jadabharata did not retaliate. He was not against the decades, and he did not speak anything. And immediately Mother Kali, from the whole Bhagavatam, you can see the Mother Kali, how she could not tolerate the offense of Vaishnava. She definitely came out from that. She was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, right? So she was a Vaishnavi, and immediately she broke open from broke came out from the deity, and she manifested herself in front of this decades, and she started chopping each and every one of them, and all the Randamunda, all the heads was completely removed as a result of offense to a Vaishnava. So a devotee may tolerate the offense against any oneself, but not an offense committed against other devotee. So this is what you have to learn here from this story of Jadabharata, where Kali is protecting the Jadabharata, that we have to understand we may tolerate offenses towards oneself, towards me. Someone is doing offense towards me, we should tolerate. But we should not tolerate offenses committed to or committed to against any other devotee. You should be very much careful in that. You should never tolerate that. Something happens to me, let me tolerate. But something happened to others, let me not tolerate that. There's one story, there's one wonderful, isn't it? So offense to a devotee, definitely it pains the heart of Lord Vishnu and other devotees also. So when we should, or when we go to the devotee and seek guidance from the devotee, that is more important than trying to exploit the devotee, trying to materially or selfish purposes to exploit the devotee. Many times it happens in our spiritual life, in our groups, in our communication, in our community. It so happens. You wanted to show to the world that you are also something. So what we do, we get some information from here and there, and then we give to the higher authorities or devotees and like that. I am at a forefront. So this is very much important that we have to keep in mind that we should not exploit other devotees for any materially or spiritually or any selfish purpose. We should not exploit anyone, especially devotees. No, we should not exploit anyone. That is important. So the same the Jadabharata later what happened? Same Jadabharata, when he was again on the roads, he was just doing madhukari, whatever people used to give, he used to eat. And he had a big jatara, big hairs, and torn clothes. And he was very ugly to look. The ugly appearance, he had ugly appearance, so that people should not, he didn't want an association of materialistic people. So as he was there, once it happened, there was a king Raghugana. Rahugana was a great king also. He was a devotee also. So he was just traveling. So in his palanquin. So there was some servants, they were carrying palanquin. But it so happened there was a hilly area. So then they required more people to carry the palanquin. So they found here and there. Then Jadabharata was standing there because Rajagna. They can't deny this. They have to carry this because Jadabharata was stout and strong and fit and fine. So Jadabharata was made to carry the king's palanquin. And as he was walking for some distance, he was, erratically he was walking. So he was walking like this, he was erratically he was walking, and that disturbed the Rahugana who was inside the palanquin. Because here Jadabharata wanted to carefully step on the floor so that he don't kill the ants on the road, which was on the road. So this angered Rahugana very much, and he started chastising the Jadabharata. And he severely started chastising, and he even threatened him that I'm going to kill you if you don't properly carry. But Jadabharata very peacefully, tolerantly, he turned back and to Rahugana, and he started speaking wonderful words. He says that I don't want anything from this material world. I am a madman, and there is no use of punishing the person like me. And then Rahugana got, oh, this is some self-realized soul. He's a self-realized soul who is talking like this. Then when after Rahugana realized that he has offended such a great Vaishnava, then what happened? He immediately got down from the palanquin and he requested and asked forgiveness right there in front of the other Rajabhattas, other servants which are there in front of them, as the king is surrendering to a madman in terms of their eyes and the servant's eyes. But what was the quality of Rahugana? Please imagine. and all people would have gathered. What would happen? A king is surrendering. Is a king mad? Is king gone insane? People think, is it dead? What will happen to my position, prestige? Huh? No, Raghunatha just immediately realized that he is a great soul. I'm offended him, and he asked forgiveness. No, forcefully, first and foremost, I forcefully engaged you in carrying me my palanquin. Sorry for that. And secondly, I'm blaspheming you. And sorry for my arrogance. And Raghunatha immediately fell down from the to the feet of Jadabharata and asked forgiveness. He begged apologies, forgive me, please, sorry for that. It's a wonderful the conversation. He says, Name Vajra Indra Pasha. He says that I don't fear for Indra's Vajrayuda. I don't fear for Yama's Yamadanda. I don't fear for Varuna's Pasha. I don't fear for anything in this material world, but I fear for offending a Vaishnava. Such a great verse he says, Rogana. So we should honestly repent for our offense, sincerely beg forgiveness, so that the offender will be completely relieved from that all the reactions, all the grave reactions of Vaishnava Aparadh. You have to understand this. All the consequences of Vaishnava Aparadh can be completely mitigated, can be completely removed. So just honestly repentance is more important. So here in Raghuna story, but Jadabharat only two stories we were able to get to know that we should never, we should for ourselves, we should tolerate, but for if you are some offenses committed against any other devotee, we should never tolerate by the Kali this thing story. And also later Raghuna story, we can see that honestly you should repent for the offenses being done. So in this way, we can be completely free from all the reactions of this sinful activity of offending Vaishnava. And even if you see the story of this Prajapati, Daksha Prajapati. Daksha Prajapati was a son of Brahma, and he was very proud of his position, and he was envious of Lord Shiva. So being an exalted devotee, exalted demigod, exalted position, Devata. And once he criticized him. He cursed Shiva. See his own son-in-law. He's cursing. And he's saying that in presence of so many devatas, he's criticizing him. He's saying that you have monkey eyes. You're unworthy of marrying my daughter, Sati. It's only because, and actually he disrespectful for his father, Brahma also. It's because of my father's force, I gave my daughter to you. You're unqualified. But Shiva did not talk anything there. Such a great personality. He was so tolerant. So further what happened? Then the Daksha had organized this great sacrifice, the Daksha Mahayagna, and he invited all the devatas and all the sages, but he did not invite the Sati or Shiva. But Sati wanted to go because it was her home, mother's home. So she went to that uninvited sacrifice because she had affection for the family, because mother, father, like that. But Daksha neglected her. At least Daksha should have been saying, okay, my son-in-law is something like that. You are dear to me. But he neglected even the Daksha's daughter also, Sati. And the Sati could not, unable to tolerate that such a cold response here. So she gave up her own body. Because of this body, I am attached to you. I give up my body. It's such a great, just imagine, because you are offending is such a great Vaishnava. Not that he is my husband and you are offending. Let me go and complain police, or let me go somewhere else, or let me curse you. No, she's so much nuances are there. Finer understanding is there. Sati was the daughter of Daksha, and it's all stories, all happening, it's all offenses happening to Shiva is because of this body, right? I'll give up this body. You're so hard-hearted, right? And I will give this body. So, and Daksha even didn't stop her daughter entering the fire. That's a foolish man, right? So we understand this envy. If you have envy towards, and if you are offending a devotee, which leads to further offenses, one after the one after the one after the one after the. We can see in the Daksha's story itself. And this Shiva could not tolerate. Because what is happening here? As a father, you should stop a daughter getting into the Daksha Yagna there. And he is not at all doing that. And what kind of the personality is this man? And immediately he created, the Virabhadra came out and he destroyed whole sacrifice. Actually, what happened there? There was there two Ganas. There's the Daksha's group and there was a Shiva's group. And each one started offending each other. Each one started offending each other. You are this, you are that, you are this, you are this. I'll cut your mustache. I will cut this. Actually, they cut Brospati's mustache. So much offenses was going on here and there. The big fight. Generally, we see, in the marriage party, some videos and they will say some the paisam was not good, so whole marriage they fought each other. Or she was not so much attentive while tying the Mangali Sutra. Or the completely fight in the marriage. And we are seeing so many cases which are there in the newspaper every day. It comes. So once when they become so much mad, pramatta, Krishna says, kama, krodascha. So once you become bewildered, you don't know who is what. Who is mother, who is father, who is guru, I will forget. So Ritagnanaha, immediately your gnana will be lost. It's very much important here. So here it is saying that then even the Brahma, then finally he has to intervene, and Shiva, then finally he forgave this Daksha, and they gave the goat's head to Daksha. And in Daksha, in his next life, what he did, he was born in a Kshatriya's family, and he was a son of Prachetas. There's Hayashwas and Shabalaswas. So Daksha, then he produces 1,000 children, and to do progeny and to propagate this world. So then Narada comes there and preaches them and makes them devotees, and they all become sannyasis. Then Daksha was boiling with anger. And again, there is a Shabalashwas. There 1,000 more children he produces. And Narada goes to those 1,000 more children, and he preaches that your brothers have taken this right path. You should also, as juniors, you should follow your elders. So they also, the next batch of 1,000 sons also, they become all sannyasis. So for that, Daksha becomes so angry. So then immediately he curses Narada. And he says that, you will not be staying in one place. You will be always traveling. You will not be having any permanent residence. And he curses. So this offense of Daksha towards Narada Muni resulted in the offenses because of what? Because of his previous offense to Shiva. So once we understand, if we have offending a Vaishnava, it can lead to many more offenses to many other Vaishnavas also. So honestly, we should be there. So honesty is the best thing, and which can curb the such kind of mentality. So mentally, we may envy many people. Mentally, we may not do this thing. So we should be very much careful. We should not be envying anyone. So Vaishnavas, we should not commit any offenses to anyone, because first it starts mentally, then it starts verbally, then it becomes physically. So offensive, the mentally offending someone is very much, we should be careful. We should curb that one. We should capture that one. That envious mentality is what we have to capture its neck, and we have to train it, or we have to tame it. So we have to understand that without the Lord's sanction, we have to say something happens in our life. We have to understand without the Lord's sanction, nothing can happen. It's all because of Lord's sanction. My suffering or happiness is all about. So instead of envying someone, we should appreciate Lord's blessings. If some people are glorifying you today, you should always see that the same people will scold you tomorrow. When you are enjoying something, you see the negative part of that. Then you will not become gamandi, you will not become arrogant, pride. not go in your head. So if someone is scolding you today, you always remember the same people will appreciate me tomorrow. So please keep in mind, so instead of envying, we should appreciate that this all Lord's blessings, Lord's grace, these things are happening is for my purification, nothing else. So we should not hate any devotees. It's very much important. As in Ishwarapuri's the story, we can see that Ramachandrapuri, how much he was offensive towards Madhavendrapuri. And even in the story of even Pandavas, how much Duryodhana was so much envious. So much he offended Pandavas in many ways. He was so much greedy for the throne of Hastinapur. He so much threatened them physically, mentally, everything. And he had all the evil associates like Shakuni, Dushasana, Duryodhana, sorry, there's Karna. Duryodhana had so many evil associates. What all they did the poisoning Bhima in the beginning and setting fire in the house and cheating them in gambling match and disturbing them, insulting them in the big assembly, disturbing Draupadi. And Duryodhana never listened to good advice from his elders anytime, even from Krishna. Even he blasphemed his own uncle Vidura. We all know this. So so one offense lead to the offending other Vaishnava also. So when Krishna also, Lord himself came for peace proposal on behalf of Pandavas, what he did? And he did Duryodhana arrogantly, he wanted to capture Krishna, arrest Krishna. To that level it will go. The envious is like that, offense is like that, even you start offending Lord Krishna also. So when Arjuna, then he says, I don't want to fight with the cousins, I don't want to fight, is because of Krishna wanted to see someone saying, why Krishna wanted to make this war? He's not a god, people say. He wanted a war. He is not a god. You have to understand such kind of mentality, Duryodhana, if they rule the world, what will happen to the citizens? Where the dharma will go? Where will take shelter? What will happen to the morality of our life? If Duryodhana was such a thing, then immediately said, okay, you're also the cousins, brothers, you take some half, you share. You also rule. You're Kshatriyas, right? You can't go and beg somewhere. So you also take something, and that's what whole Hastinapura was there. But still, no, he cheated them in that gambling match. He took away that Hastinapura also. So all those things we have to say that Krishna is not supporting no, to be protect this Duryodhana anyway, because the greed is what is very dangerous for a person. So we all know that finally Duryodhana, he lost the whole war, and not only himself, all the lives of his brothers and his father, everyone. So there's a great downfall. It's a great lesson. You have to say, if you offend a devotee of the Lord, what will happen? This is the example. So sometimes even the Lord may excuse an offender because he's offending a Lord. But Lord will never tolerate any offense against his devotees. So we should keep all our greed, all our pride aside, and you should always be friendly with the devotees, and this is what will happen. And we know the story of this what is it, Ramachandra Khan also, how he wanted to bring down Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was in the Benapole. Benapole is in Bangladesh, next to Calcutta. So there also Ramachandra Khan, he wanted to bring down Haridas Thakur. How much he tried, how much he did, how much he wanted to defame Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur never really retaliated. He never wanted to prove that he is right. And because of his offense of Ramachandra Khan, further it comes that Nityananda, he offended Nityananda Prabhu also. When Nityananda Prabhu wanted to come and stay in this courtyard of Ramachandra Khan did not allow him. Such an offense, right? It's a great devotee who is coming there. And as a result of the Nityananda, Chaitanya Charitamrita continues saying that Ramachandra, this is history. Ramachandra Khan's whole family was completely, they were tormented. They all gave up their life. So offense, if you do offense to an advanced devotee, not only you will be affected, it also affects the the people who are connected to that offender. So that is great, the offense. Just like the people say, no, if you offend someone, if you make any sin, it will carry on to the generations. So very much important. Offending a Vaishnava should not ruin our life or the life of our family people in any way. So should be very careful. Rather than criticizing anything, you should be always careful in looking at the things and taking decisions. You know, and first and foremost, you should not do any offense to the Guru, like how this Ramachandra Puri was doing, and like this. So it's already getting time, and anyone has any questions, we can take. Else, we can end the session. And some, yeah, you all should prepare and come
Hare
for
Krishna
with
Prabhu.
questions. Mm.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, what is the importance of Brahma Muhurta?
What is the importance of Brahma Muhurta?
Howdu.
See, one muhurta is 40 minutes. Okay, there are different muhurtas in a day, different sections of the day. And those sections of the day give different benefits for a person. So, the Brahma Muhurta means the beginning Muhurta, where the beginning Muhurta of the day is very, very auspicious for spiritual advancement, because our what happens generally, even if someone wants to commit sinful activities in the early morning, it's very difficult for him to do that.